Hello, students. Welcome to another biology class for SS1. Before we move on, let us look at what we did in our last class, that is the previous knowledge. In our last class, we discussed how microorganisms enter our body, microorganisms in our food, carriers of microorganisms. In these carriers of microorganisms, we splitted it into two carriers, that's the non-living carriers and the living carriers. The non-living things that carry microorganisms, we discuss it to include water, food, and air. And the living things were the vectors that carry microorganisms. The vectors examples were the housefly, fly, rats, mosquito, amongst others. So today we are still on the same umbrella topic, which is the microorganism. But today we are going to look at the microorganisms in action. The microorganisms in action. Because whenever you hear of microorganisms, what comes to your mind? So what comes to your mind is the harmful effect of the microorganisms. But today we are going to look at the activities of microorganisms. But before then, let us look at the objectives. At the end of the lesson, the learners should be able to explain how microorganisms grow, state the time differences of the growth of microorganisms, state the beneficial effect of microorganisms. Now let us look at the contents. Growth of microorganisms refers to increase in population size, that is the number of individuals rather than increase in cell size. Under favorable conditions, microbes reproduce asexually by what we call the binary fission. When we talk of binary fission, binary is a situation where an organism grows to a certain stage which it splits itself into two daughter cells. So the organism that split itself is the parent cell and the offspring is known as the daughter cell. So under favorable conditions, microbes reproduce asexually by binary fission. A bacterium grows to a certain maximum size, then it undergoes binary fission to form two daughter cells. That is how microorganisms grow. Now, moving on, generation time varies from species to species and is greatly dependent on environmental factors such as availability of food, space, temperature, amongst others. So all these conditions enhances the growth or rapid growth of microorganisms in terms of food, space, and moderate temperature. Because if we put microorganism in 0 degree Celsius temperature, it will not thrive, it will not grow. So in a room temperature, we discovered that microorganism grows very fast. Now moving on. Under ideal laboratory conditions, the generation time is about 30 minutes for Escherichia coli and 12 hours for Mycobacterium tuberculosis. For example, one Escherichia coli would divide into two after 30 minutes, the two to four in the next 30 minutes, and so on. Now, bringing back your knowledge on the types of microorganisms we have, virus and bacteria grows differently. If bacteria enter into an individual or into an organism, it will thrive very fast. It will spread very fast compared to bacteria. Bacteria will establish itself for some time before it starts bringing out symptoms of a particular disease. So that is how microorganisms grow. Now let us look at the beneficial effects of microorganisms. The beneficial effects of microorganisms. Because anytime you hear of microorganism, what will come to your mind is the harmful effect. But I want to let you know that it also have a beneficial effect. The beneficial effects of microorganisms are seen in the biosphere, where they function as decomposers and primary producers. The use of biological organisms in industries is known as biotechnology. The use of biological organisms in industries is known as biotechnology. Often, enzymes extracted from microorganisms are used rather than the microorganisms themselves. Therefore, some microorganisms, especially bacteria and fungi, are beneficial to man. Can you hear that? Beneficial to man, bacteria and fungi. So bacteria don't only cause disease, it also have some benefit that it plays in the life of men. The following are the benefits of microorganisms. The following are the benefits of microorganisms. Now, one, they have maintenance of soil fertility. Maintenance of soil fertility. Most saprophytic bacteria, due to their decomposition activities, release nutrients into the soil, which aid in fertility through nitrogen cycle. So the activities of the microorganisms, some bacteria in the soil, aid in the nutrients addition to the soil. Now let us look at the next one, digestion of cellulose. Digestion of cellulose. Some bacteria living in the rumen of ruminant animals like cattle, sheep, goats, and so on help such animals to digest cellulose in the rumen. So that's the benefit of bacteria in the life of this ruminant animal. So let us look at the next one, compost formation. Compost formation. If you cast your mind back to agri class, that they will tell you the two types of manure, the compost manure and the farmyard manure. Compost manure and farmyard manure. In the compost manure, where some leaves and grasses are cut and put in maybe a particular pit and cover for some times, after 2 or 3 days, the leaves or those debris will decompose, will ferment, will decay. So what caused that decay is because of the activities of a microorganism, which is the bacteria that act on it. So from there, they can use it as manure. That's the compost formation. Now for baking, it also helped in baking. For baking industry, you discover that the yeast, which is the fungus, is useful in baking industries as it causes dough to rise in bread and other allied processing food. So it also help in baking of food. Now let us look at the next one, the preparation of alcoholic drinks. Preparation of alcoholic drinks. Yeast is also useful in brewing industries as it is used for the fermentation of sugar to produce alcohol. No, they use grains to produce beer, to produce alcohol. So when it's being taken to the industry, they will process it by putting into a particular container, and they will put some water and allow it to ferment. What causes that fermentation is as a result of the activities of bacteria. So at the end product of it all, we'll now use it for alcoholic drinks. Now let us look at the next one, the making of cheese or yogurt. The making of cheese or yogurt. Certain bacteria are used in food processing, such as cheese, vinegar, and yogurt. Then let us look at the next one, the tanning of hides and skin. Tanning of hides and skin. The action of bacteria is useful in the conversion of hides and skin to leather during tanning process. What about the curing of bacteria? Sorry, curing of tobacco. Curing of tobacco. Bacteria are useful in the curing of ripening curing or ripening of tobacco leaves. So these are, if we look at this benefit of microorganisms, is derived from two parts, the nature and the industries. The nature and the industries. It help in nature and it help in the industries. In nature, in the sense that in terms of the soil, in terms of the digestion of cellulose, in terms of the compost formation, and in industry in terms of baking, in terms of preparation of alcoholic drinks and making of cheese and so on and so forth. So these are the benefits or the beneficial effect of microorganisms. It's not only harmful effect that it has, but in our next class we are going to talk about the harmful part of it. But today we are dealing on the beneficial effect. Now look at your assignment, what you are going to do. You are going to state the medicinal effect of microorganisms. I told you the one we have just highlighted are the industrial and the nature effect of the microorganisms. So you are going to state the medicinal effect of microorganisms. You have to submit the assignment to my email, which is henrysunday240@yahoo.com, or to my WhatsApp, and the number is 08062558129. Stay safe and remain blessed.